You said like years ago, Gary Vee influenced you to shoot your first few videos. And Grant was actually the one that influenced me to shoot my first few videos. Like, when did you start, like, how did you go from being unknown to being well known? Like, what do you remember the process of going from nobody to somebody? Like, what did you do and what happened? Like,
well, it was painfully obvious. I was frustrated because I came out of corporate America. So, by the way, so the next 1 minute is all about bravado. I came out of corporate America, built a $420 million company. It took another region from $14 to $98 million in 2.5 years. I have the background. I have the educational credential. I have every credential you can imagine for being in sales, right? But yet I was an unknown. And I was competing against people who I know didn't have the credentials. That was problem number one. Problem number two was there were some authors out there who were well established. Jeffrey Gitomer, the king of sales, being one of them, right? And he was published all over the place, had magazine articles. So I'm looking at this and I feel overwhelmed because I can't get the presence online like these guys are doing it. And so again, I asked myself almost the 7 habits of highly effective people. Where can I win? What can I control? But then I went Sun Tzu on them. Sun Tzu says in the art of war is where your enemy is weakest, attack there. And it was around that time that I'm thinking about this. How do I, get ahead of the group here, or at least start catching up with these guys? And then I read Gary Vee's book, Crushing It. And in there, he talked about video. And I said, oh, I can do video. And then I looked online, not many people were doing video. Yep. And then I was watching his Wine Library TV thing he was doing, his little show. Yep. And I was like, okay, I can do this, right? And I tried out with this little cheap little camera. It's just horrible if you go see my original videos. I think we're up to like 1,200 videos now. And
1,200 videos.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to catch up. So we put out 3 pieces of content every week. Every week, 3 pieces of content. That's kind of the rhythm we're at, the cadence.
It's amazing.
And so at the beginning, it's like, man, I'm putting up these videos and nobody's watching them. And you have to tell yourself, listen carefully, let's do 100 because that gets you into the arena. See, that's my number. 100 video gets you into the arena. If you don't even have 100 videos, you're not even at the door yet. You're still in traffic somewhere trying to get to the arena, right? Yep. So you got to get 100 just to get on the actual radar or in the arena. And so that's how it began. And I said, let me just create content that I think people will find valuable. And then just the rest was hope. I hate to say it that way, but you create a video and just do it. And if you're thinking about doing video or even podcasts, and what's holding most people back is perfection. That's what holds them, and I remember years ago, I heard that saying. Remember that? I heard that saying years ago. It's been my mantra. Never aim for perfection, aim for success. And I've always loved that because you're not going to be perfect. One of my most popular videos right now is called Sales Excellence. Sales Excellence, my most popular video. It's a 15-minute rant. What's sad about that was a rant. I was in a ranty mood. So I just turned on the lights in the studios and just went for it, right? Not pre-planned. When you watch the video, it's not pre-planned. Yet it's my most popular video. I think it has like 1.5 million views.
Damn.
And I'm like,
incredible.
Now, other stuff that I think is gold.
Yeah, no views.
3,000 views.
Yeah. Same here. Same shit happens.
Yeah.
Do something stupid on camera.
Yeah.
Get like 800,000 views. Yes. You're just like, what?
How did that make it? So that tells you that's hard to predict what people want. So that should encourage a lot of you. That sometimes you think your material is not good, but somebody might find it valuable.
I think the 2 themes that stand out to me the most are be genuine. So many people try to be this perception of what they think a salesperson is. And then be a problem solver as a rep and as a sales leader. Your ability to problem solve, think through what is the challenge, what is the solution, is what's going to make you successful.
Yeah, and I love that. I mean, you went through like 17 straight fire tips of why you were successful because you were a problem solver and your background didn't attribute to it. You didn't have the experience. Even your mentors who gave you great advice didn't solve the exact problem at the point in time, but you took all the advice and tips from these experts and then you solve the problem at hand with the best advice that you have at that stage. Nothing is too big to solve if you haven't solved it before. I love the tip about tell the sales team it won't work all the time. Like, dude, we're going to fail. You have to be prepared for it. You have to be okay with it. And if we're not failing, then we're not learning and getting better anyways. Do you have any daily habits? Like goals, habits? Like, if people are like, man, I want to replicate I want to replicate Carson's success. Like, what's your routine like? What are your habits like? And this is the first time I've actually asked. I should have asked everyone this. in these interviews, and I'm like, you know what, let's just start now with Carson. Like, do you have any specific habits or things that you do every day?
Absolutely. I think it's important because we're all at varying stages in our lives and our careers. And I've got a wife and 2 kids now. And so,
and congrats, man.
Yeah. So my evenings are family times. Thank you. And so, I've got to get up first thing in the morning. I usually get up 4:30 and I go to the gym. I free my mind. Wow. I get my best ideas then because nothing is bothering me at that point. I don't have any emails. I don't have anything happening. I control that time. That's my me time. I may stream a show while I'm on the treadmill, or I may do whatever else. But frankly, I get a lot of ideas. I can respond to email. I can do what I choose. Then I'm back home. I'm getting the household moving and everything going that needs to happen. And then it's full guns a-blazing into work. And so I think from a scheduling perspective, it's all about prioritization. You got to look at your day. What is essential? What is not? And I had a great lesson from a leader a couple of years ago around being able to look at my schedule. And even though, because I'm the kind of guy, I'll say yes to as much as I can because it's like, yeah, throw it on me. But sometimes you've got to look at your schedule and you've got to say, look, it does not make sense for me to have this meeting today. It's not mission critical. It's not imperative. I can move this to next week. And then unabashedly do that because you've got to look at, hey, these are the 5 things that I have to get done today. I make a list for myself. And I make sure that as I'm crossing it off, I'm doing it. But those are my top priorities. It's easy for me to get sucked into back-to-back calls and meetings. Yeah. So move the stuff you can. Make a list for yourself of what you got to get done today or what's mission critical, what's the most important, and make sure under no circumstances do you miss those items. And then make sure also, if you're married or in a relationship, text or call your wife as much as humanly possible during the day, whenever you think about it, because that will go a long way too. You're investing in your
I love that.
You never know how you might end up getting a sale because you relate to people. I've sold people talking to them about pancakes. I've talked to people talking about my favorite lunch meat. We had a great conversation with this guy about like Sasquatch versus Bigfoot. He bought $30,000. You wouldn't believe how many people come in and really just want to have somebody they can talk to about real things. Don't take yourself so seriously. Take your clients seriously. Respect their time. And really give them the ability to trust you, because if you're putting up a front and if someone says, hey, are you a robot on the phone, you're not doing your job right. But you need to stand out.
It sounds like you said you got to capitalize on those open.
Absolutely. And even, with the tools today, and not to age myself, I used to call the yellow pages, right? I got a phone and a computer and I literally closed an $85K deal when I was in recruiting through the yellow pages. But there's so many great tools out there. There's no excuse not to be successful, right? It's almost silly. And if you're new or if you're green, the other guy on the phone or girl doesn't have to know that. So, fake it till you make it. And I say that by being an expert in your field, but until you get there, what I give my team is what a vertical expertise doc. It has the customers we work with, right? Common pain points for those verticals, buzzwords, events, publications they read, case studies. So quickly, they can be an expert in any vertical on Mimeo on their first day. So fake it till you make it. It gives you credibility with the person on the other line for sure.